Welcome to the revolution. Joe Biden speak out on this, saying that I've done it before and I'm going to do it again. We're going to ban assault rifles. We're going to ban, like him going off on, and to hear that happening to the cheers of an audience. How like spine showing is that, knowing the things that are going on in different countries, and we're the only country that has that right the way that we do today to be able, and so many people want to, how many stupid things he even said something today that was about, you're not able to fight back against the government unless you have an F-15. It's like, tell that to the Taliban, right? The Taliban stayed of dust off for 20 years, and now all of a sudden they've taken over Afghanistan. Tell that to what's going on in Iraq today. They didn't need F-15s to do so. They didn't need any of that. They needed not even well-formed in their case, if you watch some of the clips of the way that they treat combat, but a decently formed militia with guerrilla warfare is a very, very difficult thing to fight against in an urban setting. And he's saying that tongue-in-cheek because he knows that's not true. And for him to even point to the idea that, and he specifically pointed out Republicans. He said the Republicans that think they're going to fight back against their government, well, you need an F-15. How about the idea that we shouldn't need to fight back against our government, right? That's what I want a president saying. I don't want a president saying, no, you need more than that AR-15 to fight me, the big bad Joe Biden regime. No, I don't want a president who's sitting here, pushing the idea that we're going to have to fight back against our government and trying to make us seem little and incapable of doing so. I want a president who says we shouldn't even be having this conversation. I agree. You should be able to, even if he doesn't agree with the right to bear arms or the Second Amendment, maybe you shouldn't be inciting the general public that in planting seeds of the idea that they're eventually going to have to fight their government and saying it in a way that's defensive and not empathetic.
Absolutely. I mean, that was such a tiny, limp dick audience anyway. I mean, and you wouldn't let this guy, you wouldn't let this guy Biden lead you across the toilet, let alone the street. I mean, he can't even barely pull up his trousers nowadays. Doesn't even know he's shaking hands with air nowadays. But
Yeah,
you're 100%
yeah.
right. And that's the first thing that communist regimes do. They dismantle people's ability to think critically, first and foremost. They'll divide and conquer. They'll incite hatred between one group and another, and then they'll take away the guns in the safety and security of the greater good. You've heard this before, the greater good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what happens. But they haven't been able to do that in the United States, and that's why they haven't been going door to door like they have been in China.